What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the DC Collectibles DC Essentials Deathstroke. Really been looking forward to the Essentials line. Hopefully it's every bit as good as I hope it is. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get them open up, and then we'll have a better look at Deathstroke. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have Deathstroke posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually have a look at his accessories. Deathstroke here does come with 2 accessories, which is the most from any Essentials figure so far. He does come with his sword, which fits nicely in his left hand, and it looks really nice, and it also does fit in the back of his sheath, although it's not doing it now, but it's not really the tightest fit. It does slide out relatively easy, so I guess that's pretty good. He also does come with a pistol that he can holster right here on his right side, and he can somewhat hold it in his left hand, although it's really not designed to fit in his hand. I tried it so many times, I just couldn't get his gun in his hand, so that is quite an issue. If they had given him alternate hands, that wouldn't be that big of a problem, but seeing as how he only has this one hand, he can't hold both the gun and the sword without heating this hand up, so that is a little bit unfortunate. With his accessories out of the way, guys, let's have a better look at the Essentials Deathstroke. And so here we have a better look at the Essentials Deathstroke, and you can see they did a really good job with this figure. They even sculpted some soft lines in his helmet, which look really nice. That is in the comics, so I am glad that they added that little detail. And you can't really see it under my harsh lights, but you can see that his helmet actually has a lot of detail on it. Especially on this side, you can see all the little grooves and angles on his mask, so that looks really, really nice. You can see his eye is really nicely painted. I really love when they white out the eye for Deathstroke. You can see on the back he also does have the tassels, which are again done in that dark blue and the orange. And his costume is really nice. This is the rebirth design of Deathstroke, and he does have like this kinetic armor that he wears. You can see it has almost like a honeycomb pattern on this side, and it looks really nice. You can see they did a good job even painting the black lines in it. There are a few spots that it looks a little weird, like right here on his arm, and then it only covers half of his bicep right here, but that's okay. He is wearing mainly dark blue right here, and there's a chip on mine right here. That is a little bit unfortunate that mine does have that chip. His belt is done in orange plastic, and I don't know why mine has a black dot right here. The only black on this figure that I can see comes from his mask, so I really don't understand why he has a black dot right here on his belt. I know it's a paint error because chances are yours does not have that. You can see the sheath is nicely painted, although they could have painted those little buckles right there. His gun is really nicely done. Let's pull that out really fast, just so you can see the amount of detailing on it. Like I said, it's a shame he can't hold it in his hand properly. His buckle right here isn't painted, but it is sculpted. That is a little surprising to me. Moving down to his leg, on his left leg he does have a knife, but the knife is only sculpted. It does not unsheath. You can't pull it out. It's just part of this loose appliance that goes around. So that's pretty good. And then we get to his boots, and they do have some detailing on them. They're not at all like Batman's, although the bottom of the texturing is... He actually does have like this texture where the orange is. It's actually a sculpted ridge, so that's pretty cool. So overall, a lot of details on Deathstroke that you might not see at first glance. So what we're going to do now is compare Deathstroke to a few figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have the DC Essentials Deathstroke posed next to the DC Icons Deathstroke and the DC Universe Classics Deathstroke, which is still my all-time favorite Deathstroke figure, but this guy is really looking really nice, so let's actually get him compared to another Essentials figure really fast. And here we have Deathstroke posed next to Batman, and you can see they scale really nice to each other. I did mention that Batman's neck is a little long, but comparing the two together, it really isn't that big of an issue. Moving Batman off to the side really fast, so we can have a look at Deathstroke's articulation. He does have quite a bit of articulation. He does have a baldron in the head, which does look slightly up and slightly down. We don't get a head pivot on Deathstroke, but we do get rotation, so he does look left and right. We do have a hinge in the neck, which lets him look up quite a bit. can look down a lot. Arms on a ball joint go out only to about that far. Do a full 360. He swivels at the bicep. He is double jointed in both arms, so that's pretty good there. He has a swivel and a hinge in both wrists. He does have an ab crunch which goes back about that far, forward about that far. He does swivel at the waist. Legs do go forward, back, and out. He swivels at the thigh. He is double jointed at the knee, although that's a really stiff joint there. Let's see if we can, yeah. That leg does move a little easier. He swivels at the shin, has a hinge in the ankle, which also does rotate, so we can actually give him some rocker ankles. Some proper rocker ankles at that. And then we do get a hinge in the foot, so that's all really good articulation here. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Essentials Deathstroke posed for my final thoughts. Overall, this is a really nice figure, and I love the way he came out. If I had a few gripes about him, it's that I wish he came with alternate hands for his right and left hand. It's a little sad that we can't get his gun in his left hand without using a hairdryer just to warm that plastic up and stretch it out. I really wish that he came with hands for his sword and his gun, because as it stands, I just can't get his gun in his left hand. But other than that, this is still a really nice figure, and I am loving his rebirth design. So if you are a fan of this look, go ahead and pick this figure up. I was actually fortunate enough to find Deathstroke and the rest of the Essentials line at my local comic book store, and they are running about $25 each. That's a pretty good pricing, as how online retailers are charging $28 for these guys. So if you can pick these guys up, definitely do so, especially if it's from your local comic book store. Always support your local comic book store, guys. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure review, as well as all my other essential reviews. Hopefully you find them informative. If there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.